Hey, Viola Rules here, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. So we are continuing with the trial. We already determined that Korikiyo is the one that killed Tenko. Now we're trying to determine if he's also the one who killed Angie. I don't think so. Personally, I think there's two different Blackens, because why would they implement that rule that Monokuma made if they're not going to actually use it? So, let's go ahead and continue.
And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Wait, which mystery?
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
I thought we solved Tenko's murder, huh?
Well, Kiyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene.
Which one?
I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene. What exactly do you want me to select? Because I'm not entirely sure. 36 seconds, 33 seconds, 30 seconds. I don't know. I guess the dried blood under the floorboard? Is this it?
This is it!
Okay. I guess that's the only piece of evidence we haven't investigated yet.
During the investigation.
Right.
It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
No.
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because it happened before the seance. It was there before Tenko was killed. It was from the investigation. The air was dry. It was obviously from before the seance.
That's it! The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder.
Nope.
It was there before we started the seance.
Before the seance?
That should make it clear whose blood it was. Bloodstain from before the seance. It has to be them. I'm guessing, oh god, it took too long. If it was from before the seance, then whose blood is it already?
I was wrong!
Everybody's staring at me. I hate the fact that these things are timed now. They weren't timed before, or if they were, I just didn't notice. I guess Angie, because she's the only other dead person who lost blood? But why?
That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Unless she wasn't.
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
Right.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities.
Right. So, who lured her to the empty room then?
We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
Oh boy.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
So, I guess so?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start.
I'd ask why didn't you say that, but I know why you didn't say that. Because you like to make things more fun.
Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Oh, is that why you ended up getting that head wound?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Why?
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading nonsense again.
I don't think so this time.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Wait, what? Who? Angie left her lab on her own and headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or... Non-stop debate. Let's see. Effigies hung upside down in
The
Necronomicon.
art research lab is not where Angie was killed.
Right.
She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except
Oh, she needed fire for the
She
neck.
wanted a candle.
I agree with that, but let's hear what everybody else has to
Felt
say.
awake at night.
No, that's not why.
She would drip hot wax on her body.
Mew.
That sounds like something only you would do, Mew.
Okay, but yeah, what did Kokichi see? Something Angie did. There has to be a clue there, because remember, the Necronomicon has to be burned. There's nothing to burn anything with in her art studio. For some reason, now that I think about it, she has wax in her studio, but she can't burn it there. That she would have had to have left her room to burn the Necronomicon.
Dead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it. The candle.
I agree. That's it. Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
No.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
You have to burn it. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution, be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
Yep.
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab. So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
Completely unaware that someone was watching her.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That explains the bloody duct tape that we found at her,
Blood underfloor.
at her crime scene. They taped her mouth and killed her, and the blood got on it because she started choking up blood.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance.
Yeah, if you didn't do that, we probably wouldn't have discovered that, I guess.
If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
Oh yeah, good point.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
Maybe.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Oh wow, she actually didn't go with the magic reason.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that is fact already.
Okay, why are you opposed to it though?
You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab?
Yes. What's wrong with that claim?
Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
Oh, yeah, you make a good point. Oh, wait. Oh, the duct tape wasn't used to stifle Angie's scream, because that's right. Maki said that she wouldn't have been able to scream if she was injured like that. It was used to keep the wound from gushing blood. But they couldn't get it fast enough, and some of it dripped underneath the floorboards, and then they moved the body here, removed the tape, and all the blood gushed out.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
And I only know this because this plot is very similar to some of the other trials from the other games. That's the only reason why I'm putting these pieces together.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. Yeah, we do. The forehead injury, right? Not bleeding as much as it should.
This is it! The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from a katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
Right.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow.
Oh, okay. But what about the bloody duct tape? I'm so confused about that.
Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear.
It's not all clear yet. We haven't used up all our evidence yet.
What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear?
Why are you getting so worked up?
What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are... I will not fear. I will not back down.
Oh my god, I was right. Korikio is a woman, actually.
Calm yourself.
Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, it's a dual personality character, again!
Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What? Oh my god. What?
We must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
If you don't know what I mean, in the first game, Toko had a dual personality where she had a serial killer named Genocide Jack inside of her. Apparently, Korikio also has dissociative identity disorder. Interesting.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all.
Because if you remember, I don't know if I showed it off actually. There was a nighttime segment or morning segment where I talked to Korikio, and Korikio mentioned that they get up at 6 to get dressed. And the reason why is to do, well, for the alternate personality to do her makeup.
Full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all!
Wow. Okay. Truth blades, again. Wanna come files?
Angie was attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible!
It's not impossible.
That's nothing but a delusion!
Got.
You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
Okay, I win.
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell?
Oh.
The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains.
Oh, wait, that's true. Wait, what's? Too early. You're just bending them fast to make me suspicious. What kind of detective are you?
Damn it!
Made a mistake. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes.
You You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wipe them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut
Gotcha.
your words. There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
Maki found it.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of.
Yeah, why didn't the culprit get rid of it? Well, Korakio, I guess.
The culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
But how?
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
But wouldn't you remember that you taped the wound? Wouldn't you look for the tape before you left? Or I guess you would risk getting blood all over your hands if you did that, now that I think about it.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
Nice to see you're still brainwashed, Himiko.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
Yeah, most of it.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
I'm guessing Korakio? Because Korakio seems extremely shook.
You.
I am surprised, though.
It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them.
Well, I guess. But why even decide to do the seance if you were afraid of Angie's spirit ratting you out? Because remember, Korakio's one who suggested it. I don't understand.
Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
So Korakio just wanted to see if he could push his luck.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
One of them was an accident?
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
What do you mean?
Huh? Which one?
I mean, I did mention earlier that Tenko's could have been an accident. Murder that was an accident. Murder of Angie, murder of Tenko. I'm pretty sure it's the murder. I thought it was the murder of Tenko, but now that I think about it, maybe Angie's was the
Angie's
mistake?
murder was an accident.
How? What?
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick.
Right.
But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in.
Oh my god, it's like the thing with, the girl from the second game getting killed because she walked in on the crime scene. Forgotten her name. But you know which trial I'm talking about, Mikan's.
So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
But, okay, at least with Mikan's it made sense. She was in the middle of strangling, Ibuki when, the little girl came into the theater. But Angie just came in to grab a candle and all you were doing was making your preparations. You could have just said that you were doing maintenance work on the floorboard. She probably would have believed you and left.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then you should have just stopped there.
But yeah, Himiko's completely right. He should have just stopped there. There was no reason. Well, actually, yeah, there was a reason to kill Tank. I don't understand what's going on.
Killed Angie. There was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
Well, yes, there was, because the seance would have made Angie reveal that he was the culprit.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
And if you swear you say it's because of the seance, you suggested it.
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So why is everyone looking at me like I am?
Wait, don't tell me your alternate personality is the one that killed Tenko and Angie, and you're not even aware of it.
Why? Why are they? Why is it?
Calm yourself, Korekio.
Yes.
You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver.
Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone. Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them.
Okay, then.
For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie.
The gold katana in the effigy.
No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses.
Well said. Good job, Korekio.
Yes, thanks.
My God.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
Oh, we're not bluffing.
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
I have nothing to apologize for. You apologize.
Apologize. Apologize.
Come on, apologize. Apologize, apologize. Apologize, 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 apologize.
Oh my God, it's like Mika wanting to be forgiven for her sins or whatever. But we have...
What the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him. We're about to do argument armament. Yep. Oh God, well this is an image.
I have nothing to admit.
You are simply wrong. Yes,
Wow.
I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
Yes, I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit.
Okay, then.
You are simply wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
Apparently my timing is very off
So I
today.
have nothing to confess.
Here we go.
on us. Your luck? That's merely a delusion.
Well said, Korekio. To
Oh.
continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us?
Your luck? That's merely a delusion.
Well said, Correcchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize.
No.
Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Okay, he's almost down. Wait, can't see anything at all. What? Oh no, he's blocking me. They have a special ability where they can make you mess up. Not that I'm already messing up really bad right now. I'm going to activate my own power where I can use whatever buttons I want.
Apologize. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Come on. He has almost no health left. Final blow.
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
Removed floorboard.
It ends here.
Oh, so I just realized the reason why they gave him a dual personality, one that's female, so that they can continue the female getting tattered theme that's been going on with the armament segments.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Oh.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Oh, yeah.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
Also, I can't believe I didn't see the dual personality thing coming with Correcchio, because Mikon had sort of a dual personality thing, but she was being taken over by the despair disease, but they both have bandages on their hands. So, yeah, I probably should have seen that coming. Just similar character design.
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick.
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
To be completely honest, I thought Maki was going to be the Blacken for this section. Well, it turns out my hunch was wrong once again. Calm down.
I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with a floorboard.
Yeah. But why?
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
What's true? This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end.
Yep, almost.
All right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Will do.
Chief, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Especially since killing Angie wasn't even necessary. But anyway, I'll go ahead and put this together and I'll be back once I've done that.
This is the truth of
Okay, here we go. I like how for this one, because of the dual personality thing, once I filled in half of the panels, the other half
It was
unlocked.
late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room.
Right.
To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse.
Wow, the warehouse has everything.
They were planning to cut the crosspieces.
Seriously, in all of these cases, people have gotten something from the warehouse. And she completely unaware.
However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces.
Right.
Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan.
Yeah, you could have just said you were doing maintenance on the floor. She would have believed you.
But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit.
Oh, that's why she was beamed in the forehead with it.
The floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head.
Oh, wow.
The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
Wow. Oh, and since he uses bandages on his hands, he can just change out the bandages and we'd have no idea he touched the katana.
Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down.
Which is really in poor taste for Kaede because she was hung during her execution.
There were 2 reasons for this.
Actually, and rope were used in the other ones too, weren't they?
Overwhelmed the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door.
Oh.
once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
Until it locked the door.
The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door.
It's a really complex plan.
But remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch.
Right, but it left gold leaf on the lock.
Also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside.
Oh, right.
Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder.
Because they put too much time and effort into the seesaw trick to just let it go to waste.
To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance.
I get the feeling that Korekiyo intentionally asked us to be there. Maybe he suspected something.
I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed.
Yeah, I'm sure she wouldn't have volunteered if she'd known that.
To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard.
Yeah, to make sure that she stayed still.
Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit.
Right. Another reason why I thought it was Maki was because the sickle is from her lap.
While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance.
Right.
In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Cage Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium.
Right.
But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness.
This plan is so loud, like why?
Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide.
Which is a nod back to the second game, first trial.
They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard.
Wow.
The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw. and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner.
Wow.
Finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle.
I feel like there were better ways to get rid of the sickle, in all honesty.
Through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us.
Yeah.
The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark.
They then pretended to be distraught over the seance failing.
Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
It's Korekio, not Korekio, like I've been pronouncing it. I think I've been pronouncing it wrong. Like most of the names in this game, I've been pronouncing them wrong.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekio, there were times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit?
Yep, admit it. You're guilty. You're caught.
Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
Huh? What? 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 Does this have to do with anything? What? Why was that highlighted?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
How close were you?
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Fucking a stupid bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time coming up!
Okay, let's do it. Really? You guys aren't gonna say your lines? Say your lines. Really? Well, somebody wants to die today.
The heart-racing excitement! As the blackened and the spotless finally face off!
Oh no, they turned their back on Monodem.
It's voting time!
Oh boy. It's voting times. Let's see. Korekio. Korekio, I guess.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Okay, everybody voted for him. Nice.
Who'll be chosen as the blackened?
you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Let's see. Oh, I got a C on one of the sections. But I still managed an A. Yes! Nice. Okay, and we will go into the segment where we hear why Korekiyo decided to do this in the first place. I'm guessing that, well, actually, I don't know why, because I was about to say maybe it's because of the student council thing, but Angie's death was an accident, so... Oh, now that I think about it, with Angie being the spiritual character, I think Korekiyo was banking on Angie being willing to do the seance and be the spiritual medium so that he could kill her. So, I think the accidental death was actually Tenko, and we have that wrong. That's my thoughts anyway, but we'll find out in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this one, give this video a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon and check out my reaction channel. All those links will be in the description below. And subscribe for more. If you are subscribed or a new subscriber right now, be sure to hit that bell icon so you get notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Rules, signing off. Talk to you later.